Good evening. Thanks for being here. We begin tonight in Duncan, where a land developer is running out of options after an ancient First Nations burial site was discovered on property that was slated for a housing development. Everything was put on hold, the plans to build put on ice. But that was nearly 2 decades ago. A-News reporter Brent Shearer has more on the story. He joins us now live at our Mid-Island Bureau with details. Brent.
Hudson developer George Schmidt was hoping the province would resolve the situation by helping First Nations buy the land in question off of him. But the province isn't willing to foot the bill.
So this map represents the known archaeological sites within the...
Each of the red dots mark an archaeological site flagged by the Hul'qumi'num Treaty Group. And it's one of those dots in Duncan near Somenos Creek that has been the source of frustration for a developer who bought the land in the early 1970s. George Schmidt has built more than 300 homes on the 100-acre Timbercrest Estates development, and he's been waiting patiently to see what will happen to the final parcel. 22 homes were planned for these 6 acres, and it was in 1992, during site preparation, the ancient burial ground was discovered. Archaeologists found human remains and artifacts carbon dating revealed were 1,500 years old. George Schmidt helped fund that dig and another one 2 years ago when part of an ancient building was discovered. He'd like to sell the land for market value and see it preserved. But in the nearly 2 decades since the burial site was found, no one has come forward with the money.
Yeah, very frustrating. We've tried to work with all the government bodies, the municipality and the natives and the federal and provincial governments, but we're not getting anywhere at all.
Local First Nation groups have looked at buying the land, but the price tag of between $2 and $3 million is out of reach. They want the province to dig into its coffers.
And then to hold it create a proper landmark there, or a cultural site. So that would be, I think, what Cowichan and the Hul'qumi'num Treaty Group would say should occur.
But the province hasn't been willing to pony up the cash. A recent meeting between Arts, Culture and Tourism Minister Kevin Kruger and the Cowichan First Nation confirmed there was no money coming anytime soon. And that's left George Schmidt to continue in limbo.
Really, it's not fair to developers to put them in this kind of position where they buy the land unbeknownst to them. There was no burials, knowledge of any burials on this site when we bought it. And weren't for almost 30 years while we owned it, until we finally, by accident, discovered.
The file is now being reviewed by the federal government's Department of Indian Affairs. Having this burial site on his land has been more than an exercise in frustration for George Schmidt. It's also been a large expense. He estimates he's spent roughly $500,000 funding archaeological research at the site, and every year he pays thousands of dollars in property taxes on the land. Hudson?
All right. Brent Shearer reporting. Brent, thank you.
Thank you.